Once a simple school teacher, she is now the wife of India's richest man. Nita Ambani, in her 60s, looks 40 and is truly bathed in luxury. She has more gold and diamonds than any queen could ever dream of. She lives in the world's most expensive mansion, 27 stories high. Her son's wedding was also one of the most expensive in the world. How did the daughter of an ordinary engineer become the wife of a billionaire? Why is she not shy about flaunting her wealth? And what condition did she set for her future husband when he asked for her hand in marriage? Watch the video to the end to find out. Let's get started. Today, Nita Ambani is one of the most respected and influential women in India. If she decided to go into politics, she could replicate the success of the legendary Indira Gandhi. But Nita prefers to stay in the shadow of her husband, the richest man in India. His name is Mukesh Ambani. With a fortune of about $120 billion, he ranks 11th in the ranking of the richest people in the world. According to him, he would not have achieved this without his wife, and that's why he thanks fate every day for meeting young Nita in 1984. The girl was 20 years old at the time. Never in her wildest dreams could she have imagined that she would become the wife of a multi-billionaire with the world at her feet. Nita grew up in a not-rich Indian family. After graduating from high school, she enrolled in a business college and worked part-time as a teacher. Perhaps the only thing that set her apart from her peers was a tremendous talent for traditional Indian dance. Nita regularly performed at dance parties, and one of these performances was fateful for her. Little did she know that one of the people watching her show was the richest man in the country, Dhirubhai Ambani. He owned a business empire in oil and gas and textiles. He was so impressed by the dancer's beauty and grace that he called Nita the next day. Our story might have ended there because the girl took the call as a prank. She asked the caller not to joke and hung up. She did not answer the next persistent calls, but then her father picked up the phone to stop the prankster. At that moment, Nita says she saw an incredible change of emotion on her father's face. First it was angry, then it was incomprehensible, and finally it was stretched out in amazement. Her father was more experienced than his daughter and realized that the richest man in the country had actually called the house of a simple engineer. There was not the slightest suggestion of impropriety from Ambani Sr. He just wanted to introduce her to his son Mukesh. Nita did not refuse, and within a few days she was introduced to the man who turned out to be 7 years older than her. Then everything happened like in classic Indian movies. Mukesh fell in love with Nita at first sight, and a whirlwind romance ensued. It turned out not to be fleeting. About a year later, the young man proposed to the girl. It happened in a car as Mukesh was driving Nita home. The car was stuck in a traffic jam, and when the traffic cleared, the guy offered her his hand and his heart. "I couldn't refuse," Nita recalls with a laugh, "or he would have refused to drive." However, she had one condition for her future husband. She said that she would marry him only if he would allow her to work after marriage. Mukesh was so charmed by the girl that he did not hesitate to agree to her condition. In 1985, Mukesh and Nita had a modest wedding. Just a year later, their family suffered a terrible blow. Ambani Sr., who had introduced the young people, suffered a massive stroke. He completely lost the ability to work. The entire management of his father's vast business empire suddenly fell to young Mukesh. Interestingly, even after her marriage, Nita continued to work as a teacher. She saw this as her calling and found great joy in it. But for many years she was denied the joy of motherhood for medical reasons. It was not until the early 90s, when IVF technology became available, that Nita was able to become pregnant. In 1991, she gave birth to twins, a girl named Isha and a boy named Akash. 3 years later, the youngest son, Anant, was born, the phenomenal wedding of which our channel has already reported. After the birth of her children, Nita had to quit her teaching job and devote herself to her family. Her children received a prestigious education in the USA and now occupy high positions in their parents' business empire. Nita's love for animals inspired her youngest son, Anant, to create the largest animal rescue and rehabilitation center in the world. The vast Vantara sanctuary is home to 200 elephants and more than 2,000 other rescued animals from various parts of the country and the world. Nita herself has always been active in helping her husband with his business. Thanks to her economic training, she has taken over the management of several companies. To Mukesh's surprise, their economic performance has skyrocketed. Nita Ambani is co-chair of the Indian Academy of Motion Picture Arts and heads the country's largest charitable foundation. In 15 years, she has helped millions of Indians survive the effects of natural disasters and supported farmers and students. And for themselves, the billionaires built a unique 27-story skyscraper mansion. You could call it ordinary if it were not designed for the residence of only one family. It is the most expensive mansion in the world. Several floors in this gigantic tower are dedicated to gardens. The top floor is a living area, and one floor below is a huge dance hall. This is where Nita continues to refine the art of dancing and teaches it to young girls. The couple is also known for their outstanding car collection, which includes 170 vehicles ranging from rarities to modern limousines. Nita prefers to drive a pink Rolls-Royce Phantom worth about $1.5 million. Her husband drives a more modest Rolls-Royce Cullinan, which costs half as much. Nita's jewelry collection is not included in the Guinness Book of World Records only because of a ridiculous misunderstanding. The weight of her jewelry is measured in tens of kilos, and many of the pieces she wears are unique. In particular, we are talking about an emerald and diamond necklace, the center of which is a huge green stone. Experts estimate the cost of the necklace at $30 million. The Ambanis also spare no expense for their children. In 2018, Mukesh and Nita spent over $100 million on the wedding of their beloved daughter Aisha. However, in 2024, they broke their own record by spending around $120 million on the wedding of their youngest son Anant. India has never seen such luxury. Even more phenomenal is the fidelity of the couple, who have maintained their relationship for 40 years. According to both of them, their feelings have only grown stronger over the years, like an old wine. There is no doubt that during this time, both Mukesh and Nita had many opportunities to find a younger partner and build a new life with the support of earned capital. However, this did not happen, which speaks of true love, which is more precious than money. But being a grandmother makes Nita even happier. She already has 4 grandchildren, and after her youngest son's wedding, they are looking forward to more new additions to their large and friendly family. We can only hope that this unusual couple will keep their relationship pure for the rest of their eventful lives. And what do you think of this woman whose fate is so reminiscent of a wonderful Indian movie? Write in the comments. Subscribe to our channel not to miss the most interesting. Thanks for watching and for your likes. See you soon.